says solve a triangle. That means find all angles and sides. Hit solve for x first using yesterday's lesson. The reason I say that is because that's the only thing you can find. Maybe before I do that, I'm going to actually cheat and ask somebody to solve for theta. Could someone from yesterday that was here solve for theta first? No, go ahead. I solve for theta.
Oh, solve. I just
Go ahead.
I just got down.
Go ahead.
50.
How'd you get 50?
It's 90 degrees. It should be.
Yeah, so 180
plus.
and it's missing. All right, now here's the next part that I wanted to make sure you guys got yesterday. Maybe it didn't happen because I wasn't here. We should be labeling opposite and adjacent and hypotenuse. That's what we should be doing. That's going to be the start of the lesson. Okay. So starting at 40 degrees, this is going to be the prime P angle I'm using. Can someone be brave and tell me what the opposite side is to 40 degrees? X. Okay. Now, if you weren't here yesterday or you were confused, the way we got that from is that's the angle, that's the side directly across from theta. Okay. So OPP equals opposite. So let's write that down here if you need this. You weren't here yesterday. All right, the next side I'm going to label is my hypotenuse, HYP. Okay, can someone, other name, tell me which side's the hypotenuse, please? Yes, go ahead. Why is going to be my hypotenuse? Now, if you want to know how you find that, tell the class how you do that with the hypotenuse. Yeah, okay. They can think it's across from the 90, right? Like it's directly across from it, so that's going to be your hypotenuse. The leftover side, I always thought, when I was a teenager, I just said it was the leftover side that should be adjacent. But last semester, when I was teaching this to my 10 clients, I considered the leftover side. My BA told the class it was the angle between, the side between your angle and 90 degrees. Now, the key to this question, you have to pick an angle, that's how you start. Okay? Jessica was asking me this morning, she said, well, couldn't this be the opposite? Yes, 10 could be the opposite. What angle would 10 be opposite to? Nope. What's the y? The theta, okay, right? So if you're choosing this angle, just wait, let's watch it. So if you're choosing this angle, now the bottom side's opposite, right? So it's directly across, and this one's adjacent there for that. We're going to use 40. Okay, so the rule that we learned yesterday was hopefully about tan. That's what we learned yesterday. So what you guys should be writing, hopefully, is tan of theta is opposite over adjacent. So tan of an angle is the ratio between the opposite side on your calculator, so the opposite side of your triangle on the adjacent side of your calculator.
Do you have to put
yes.
after the tan?
Yes, you definitely have to, because that's an angle.
Do you have marks taken off?
Yes, you do will.
Wait, what was the question?
Okay, so what's my angle that we're dealing with here? What's my angle that we're dealing with here?
The opposite.
What angle are we using? 40 degrees. So we're going to say tan of 40. Okay, because, okay, just wait, just slow down. Okay, too fast, I'm sorry. Because this is the angle we choose to compute compared to opposite adjacent hypotenuse, 40 degrees. So that was the angle that we chose to use. But if we use 40, that's going to be the one that's opposite adjacent hypotenuse. That's just the angle we pick. Yes.
Wait, so if you do tan 40, that'll give you the side length?
No, tan of 40 will give you the ratio at 40 degrees between the height of the opposite side and the bottom. So this is where similar triangles come in, okay? Because we'll leave it for right now. What's the opposite side to 40? That's good. What's the adjacent side to 40? Good. Okay, next page. All right. So how do I solve that? Yeah, good. No?
So you just push the tan 40 on top of it.
Okay.
And I got 0.4.
Okay.
And then equals x over 10.
Okay.
And then you just do 0.4 times 10 equals x.
I'm going to do it yes, that will work, yes. I'm gonna do it like this though, because everyone's taught there to do that all in one step. And there's no rounding, because let's say you get 0.84, the real answer is exactly 0.84, right? It's like 0.83 is forever and ever and ever. So be as accurate as possible. So what that, just a reminder, what does that little dot mean again? Okay, why did I multiply the 10? Right, on the right-hand side, it was x divided by 10, right? So it comes out. Okay, so I'd like everyone right now to get out their calculator. Does anyone need a calculator? Okay, I would recommend for this unit, use your own calculator. If you're using a phone today, please borrow a calculator from me because you should be using a calculator for this. It's 10 times tan 40. Caleb, can you please compute that for me, please?
Yeah, 8.4. Well, 8.39099631.
I'll call it 8.3. Okay, was anyone unable to get that? Because this is important. I'm sorry I say the word hideous a lot. I'll tell you the question generally in two decimal places. Okay, depending on if I say at the top round it 1, then round to 1. If not, then you go as far as short as you want. All right. Was anyone unable to get 8.39? Oh no. Okay. Probably what happened was the wrong. Let's see if the top is that. All of that. Okay, so you have one person in rad, which is okay. It happens from time to time. Okay, we're good now? Okay, cool. Okay, anything that's using the calculator, I hope, yes? Good. Okay, I'm going to move on to this one here right now, because this was like letters D, E, and F on the worksheet from last night, okay, which, from what I heard, one person did incorrectly, and then everyone else copied off her, so I'll have to class got it wrong.
We just have to do.
Just wait, just wait. Oh, did I forget part? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Goodness gracious me, okay. You guys are right on fire here today. So this was 8.39 we got. So the question is, how do I find y? Yes. How do you find it?
Sides A and B, so you can solve for y by doing A squared plus B squared.
Very good. Okay, and that's where I forgot that part. Yes.
Did you not do that tan thing?
No, because tan we don't know the hypotenuse. Okay, hypotenuse tan is only using the opposite side and the adjacent side. We're going to talk today about the hypotenuse, and that's where they'll use the sin and the cos button. And in calculator, if you take a look on there too, right? So that's where the hypotenuse gets solved. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem, good to solve. So I'm going to say using Pythagorean theorem. How was it? Y squared equals 10 squared plus 8.3. Okay, Liam, you're going to be my human calculator, please. What is 10 squared?
100.
What is 8.39 squared?
70.39.
There's more dots on there somewhere like that. Okay, so that should be y squared equals 70.39. Okay. All right, Jessica, can you take the square root of that for me, please? Don't forget. 13. Someone can confirm that? And again, back to our diagram here, okay? 13 to your hypotenuse is the biggest side, right? So it has to be the biggest side. Okay, now it's time to be brave and ask questions before we move on to letter B.
Yeah.
Compared to other use, right? So that's a good, this is a good confirmation. So okay, you want to answer all right, here we go. Now this is one again that a few people came in and said they thought they had right. I checked the sheet and it wasn't right. I'm going to show you why that is right now. Okay. Can I get someone, please, Anna, to label opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse form on this triangle, please? Go ahead. What's the opposite side? Good. What's the adjacent side? Good. Hypotenuse is left-hand side. Now, before I continue with this question here, are we all okay where those three things came from? Opposite's going to be one, if you have your 32 degrees, the one directly across is going to be your opposite. The one that's sort of between your angle and the right is going to be your adjacent. all right, and then your hypotenuse is across your 90. You good with that? What's that? 32? This must be a 32.
I knew it was 32.
Thank you. That's what yes. So good. Oh, awesome. Right on. All right, good question. Okay, so Jenna has one question. She goes, Mr. Sadler, this only works for right angle triangles. Yes, it does. Only right angle triangles have a hypotenuse. Okay, so if you don't have a right angle triangle, that will get to our next unit. Okay, but this unit will only be right angle triangles that we'll use. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to use tan. Can somebody tell me what the tan is equal to what over what, please? That's not enough. Stop. Thank you very much. Okay. Now I'm going to get you to write these out because we're going to get two more ratios in there today, so you will need to know this stuff.
Wait,
Can I get some?
why do we have theta if there isn't theta?
Well, theta is like just your angle. Just tan of an angle equals the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. Well, this is just like this is like writing out the quadratic formula, right? Like, you know, just like your general form for the quadratic formula, that's all this is, right? You're talking about tan of an angle is opposite over adjacent, right? It's just the same thing as writing out like the first step of your quad formula, just writing out the equation, that's all it is. Yeah, now a question or an answer? Sorry? Okay. Can someone be brave? Maybe that hasn't raised their hand today. Somebody else hasn't just raised their hand today. So I fill in some numbers. What's the theta? What's the opposite? What's the adjacent, please? No, go. No. Okay, so he was looking for the unknown side, okay. But all we're talking about here is whatever angle we're dealing with here. Okay. Right? Okay, keep going here. What's the opposite side? What's the adjacent side? Oh, he's frozen now. He's frozen now. There you go. 15 over x, okay. So what happened yesterday when you guys were working this? A lot of people just said, well, it's got to be x over 15, which it doesn't. Okay, that's why I want you to actually write this opposite over adjacent thing, rather than just saying, well, it's got to be x over 15, which it doesn't. And here's the tricky part. I want to solve for x. I don't like that x in the denominator. Can someone find a way to move the x to the numerator, please? Yes, do. Okay, can everyone see what I did there? The x in the denominator on the right turns to be an x in the numerator on the left. Yes?
Why can't you just do tan 32 and then tan 32?
You can. But the problem is I don't want to divide by all that messiness. Okay, yet. You can, but if you can, but the thing is you guys will round and it'll make your answer incorrect.
Why don't you just switch tan into x?
You can.
Just do
Yeah. And that's okay as long as it works. So that would be then x equals 15. Okay, now hold on here. I got one y. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I did there. Aiden, go. It's like tan 32 is just like a decimal, right? So it's x times tan 32. In order to get rid of times tan 32, I just divide by tan 32. All right, can someone use the power of their calculator, please? Maybe Lindsay. Use the power of your calculator, please, and do 15 divided by tan 32. When I say Lindsay, of course, I mean everyone is fiercely typing with the calculator. Make sure they have it right. 4.00.
Oh, this thing is close.
Hold on, hit equals. Hit equals.
I got 24.0.
Yeah,
That's not doing it. Yes, it does.
15 divided by 32, tan, enter. Oh my god, what's that? Holy shit. I'm going to pause the video so people can't hear me. Depends on how your calculator works. This is why you're using a calculator.